It's a quiet morning and you're going about your day, maybe reading the newspaper or watering your plants, when suddenly you feel a strange discomfort in your chest. It's not quite pain, more like a heavy pressure. Maybe there's a little tightness, a bit of pain in your left arm, or you're feeling unusually short of breath. For just a moment you tell yourself it's probably nothing, a bit of indigestion or stress. But deep down, a small voice whispers, "What if this is serious?" For anyone over 60, this is a scenario that can feel all too real. Heart attacks don't always come with dramatic warning signs, and they don't wait for someone else to be around. Sometimes they arrive quietly, when you're alone and least expecting it. This can be frightening, but knowing what to do in those first few minutes can make all the difference. The truth is, you have more power to help yourself than you might think, even if you're by yourself. That's why today's conversation is so important. We're going to talk about how you can survive a heart attack if you're alone at home. More than just facts, I want to give you steps you can remember and actions you can take, because when it comes to your heart, every second counts. This isn't about scaring you, it's about empowering you. When you know what to do, you can face any emergency with more confidence and calm. So, what should you do if you ever find yourself in this situation? In this video, I'll share 7 life-saving tips that every senior should know. These aren't complicated medical terms or things that require special equipment. These are practical, simple steps you can take right away, even if you're all by yourself, because your life matters, and being prepared is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. Let's start by talking about what a heart attack might actually feel like, because it isn't always the dramatic clutching of the chest you see in movies. Sometimes it's much subtler. You might feel a pressure or tightness in your chest, pain that spreads to your shoulder, arm, back, or jaw, or even just a sense of overwhelming fatigue. Some people feel lightheaded, sweaty, or nauseous. These symptoms can come on slowly, or they can hit you all at once. And yes, they can be different for women and men, or if you have other health conditions. Recognizing these signs early is absolutely vital. If you're over 60, you probably already know your body well. You know what feels normal and what doesn't. But here's the thing. If you ever feel even a little unsure, if it feels like something is off, don't ignore it. It's always better to be cautious. Trust yourself. Your body is trying to tell you something. Now, let's talk about the very first thing you should do when you suspect you might be having a heart attack. The most important thing is to stay calm. It's natural to panic, but panic is your enemy in this moment. Take a slow, deep breath. Remind yourself that you know what to do next. Panic makes your heart work harder, which is the last thing you want right now. Calm yourself by focusing on the next step. Once you've steadied yourself, the next thing is to call for help immediately. Even if you're not completely sure it's a heart attack, call emergency services right away. Don't wait to see if the pain goes away. Don't try to tough it out, and don't waste time calling neighbors or friends first. Pick up the phone and dial your local emergency number. In the United States, that's 911. In India, it's 108. Wherever you live, make sure you know your emergency number and keep it written near your phone or programmed into your cell phone. This tiny bit of preparation can save your life. When you talk to the emergency operator, stay as calm as you can. Give them your address clearly. If you have a landline, use it, because that automatically sends your location. If you're on a cell phone, say your address out loud. The operator is trained to help you through this moment. They can even stay on the line with you until help arrives. Remember, you are not alone in this. The act of calling for help is your first step toward survival. After you've called for help, don't try to move around too much. Sit down, preferably on the floor, so you won't fall if you get dizzy or faint. If you can, unlock your front door so that emergency responders can get to you quickly, but don't risk walking far if you feel weak or lightheaded. If you're near the door, unlock it. If you're not, stay put and tell the operator that your door is locked. They'll know what to do. Now, let's talk about medication. If your doctor has already prescribed you nitroglycerin for heart problems, take it as directed. If you don't have nitroglycerin, chew and swallow an aspirin. regular, not coated, unless you're allergic or your doctor has told you not to. Aspirin helps thin your blood and can slow down the damage to your heart. Keep a small bottle of aspirin in an easy-to-reach place, like a kitchen drawer or your bedside table. Sometimes, having it close by can make all the difference. While you're waiting for help, focus on staying as calm and still as possible. Take slow, gentle breaths. Try to relax your muscles. Imagine you're floating in a warm bath or lying in a sunny garden. Whatever image helps you feel peaceful. Your heart needs you to be calm. Every minute you keep yourself steady is a minute closer to getting the help you need. It's also important not to try to drive yourself to the hospital. Even if you think you can make it, don't risk it. Driving during a heart attack is extremely dangerous. You could lose consciousness, which is dangerous not just for you, but for others on the road. Wait for the professionals. They are trained to help you and can start treatment the moment they arrive. Many people worry about being alone during emergencies, but you might be surprised at your own strength and resourcefulness. Preparing for the possibility of a heart attack doesn't mean you live in fear. It means you're taking care of yourself in the best way you can. Keep your phone charged, know where your medications are, and have a list of emergency contacts somewhere handy. If you live alone, consider sharing a spare key with a trusted neighbor or using a medical alert device that lets you call for help with just the push of a button. Sometimes, the hardest part is trusting yourself to act quickly. It's easy to doubt, to wonder if you're overreacting, or to hope the pain will go away. But remember, there's no prize for being brave and suffering in silence. The sooner you act, the better your chances of recovery. Your life is precious, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. Taking these first steps, staying calm, calling for help, taking aspirin, and waiting safely, are the foundation of surviving a heart attack alone. These are simple things, but they make all the difference. There's real strength in being prepared and knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way, even when you're by yourself. Now that we've discussed how to spot the warning signs, the importance of calling for help, and what to do while waiting, let's continue our conversation and explore even more life-saving tips that every senior should know. There's a comfort in knowing that, even when you're on your own, you can take steps that make a real difference for your heart and your future. Let's keep going, because being prepared isn't just about the basics. It's about giving yourself the best possible chance at recovery and peace of mind. One of the most powerful things you can do is set up your home in a way that supports your safety during any health emergency. It might sound simple, but where you keep your phone, your medications, and your emergency information can truly matter. Imagine for a moment you're in your living room and you start to feel that unmistakable heaviness or discomfort. If your phone is charging in the other room or your medical information is buried in a drawer, precious minutes can slip away. That's why it's so helpful to have a dedicated spot, a small basket, a tray, or just a shelf, where you keep your phone, a list of emergency contacts, your medications, and a notepad with any important health details. It's a small habit, but it's one that can save your life. Now, let's talk about the importance of keeping calm in the face of panic. When you realize something serious might be happening, your body's natural reaction is to tense up, and your mind might start racing. But here's something reassuring. You have more control over your response than you think. If you start to feel anxious, focus on your breathing. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold it for a moment, then let the breath out gently through your mouth. Picture yourself blowing out a candle. This simple breathing technique can help slow your heart rate a little and keep your mind clear. Sometimes, repeating a calming phrase, something as simple as, "I am safe, help is coming," can ground you and keep panic from taking over. Another vital step, especially if you live alone, is to consider a medical alert system. These days, there are devices you can wear on your wrist or around your neck that let you call for help with the press of a button. Some even work outside the house, so you can feel safer when you go for a walk or work in the garden. If you haven't looked into these options yet, it's worth considering. You may never need to use it, but just knowing it's there can bring you a sense of security and independence. It's also wise to make sure your home is as heart healthy as possible. That doesn't mean you need fancy equipment or constant monitoring. It just means creating an environment where you can act quickly and safely. Keep pathways clear, especially between your favorite chair, the bathroom, and the front door. If you have stairs, make sure they're well lit and free from clutter. Set up a few small nightlights so you won't trip if you need to get up in the middle of the night. These small changes aren't just for heart emergencies, they're good for your overall safety and peace of mind. Sometimes, surviving a heart attack when you're alone is as much about mindset as it is about physical action. It's easy to feel frightened or frustrated, especially if you wish things were different, that you had family closer by or friends who visited more often. But remember, taking care of yourself is a sign of strength, not weakness. Just by learning these steps and putting a plan in place, you're already doing something powerful for your future. Let's also talk honestly about the moments after you've called for help and taken your aspirin. That waiting period can feel endless. The clock seems to slow down, and every second is filled with worry. This is when your mind needs you to be its own best friend. Try to stay seated or lying down, whichever is more comfortable. If you find yourself getting dizzy or lightheaded, lie on your side if you can. This position can help keep your airway clear in case you become nauseous or faint. It's a small detail, but it can make a big difference. During these moments, don't be afraid to talk out loud to yourself or to the emergency operator if they're still on the line. Say your name, your address, your symptoms. This helps keep your mind focused and also gives emergency responders valuable information if you lose consciousness before they arrive. If you're able, unlock your phone so that a paramedic can call your emergency contacts if needed. Some smartphones even have health apps where you can store your medical details on your lock screen. That way, help can find your information quickly. You might also be wondering if there's anything you should avoid during a suspected
The answer is
heart attack.
yes.
Don't try to eat or drink anything except the aspirin. And don't try to walk around or walk it off. Rest is your best friend here. And remember, no matter how much you want to reassure others, don't waste time calling family or friends before you've called emergency services. Your priority is getting professional help as fast as possible. For those who like to be extra prepared, think about practicing these steps every so often. Just like you might run a fire drill or rehearse what you'd do in a storm, you can walk yourself through the steps of recognizing a heart attack, calling for help, taking your medication, and staying calm. The more familiar you are with these actions, the more automatic they'll feel if you ever need them. And if you ever feel silly for practicing, remember, professional pilots, athletes, and even doctors rehearse emergencies all the time. It's not about expecting the worst. It's about being ready for anything. Having a plan also means thinking about what-if scenarios. What if your phone isn't charged? What if you can't reach your medication? These are uncomfortable questions, but taking a moment now to think them through can make you feel far more confident. Maybe you set a reminder every night to plug in your phone. Maybe you keep a small bottle of aspirin in your pocket or on your bedside table. Maybe you let a neighbor know that if they ever see your shades closed during the day, they should check in. These simple actions can quietly build a safety net around you, even if you live alone. It's also important to know your local emergency numbers and have them posted in visible spots, on your refrigerator, next to your phone, or in your wallet. If you travel between homes or visit family, learn the emergency numbers for those places too. This is a little thing that can save precious time when every second matters. Let's not forget about the power of your own instincts. Seniors often have a sixth sense about their health, honed by years of paying attention to the ups and downs of their bodies. If something feels different, trust yourself. You know your body better than anyone else. Never ignore persistent chest discomfort, unexplained shortness of breath, or sudden weakness. Even if you're not sure it's a heart attack, it's always better to be cautious. There's no harm in getting checked out, and there's everything to gain by taking action early. As you make these preparations and build these habits, you'll likely notice a shift in your mindset too. Instead of feeling anxious about what if, you start to feel empowered by, I know what to do. Confidence grows with every step, And that confidence is a powerful partner in your health journey. So as we keep moving forward, let's embrace this sense of power and calm, and continue exploring the life-saving knowledge and actions every senior can use to protect themselves, no matter where they are or who they're with. There's a special kind of strength that comes from knowing you're prepared, especially when it comes to your heart. As we continue, remember that every little step you take matters. You might not realize it now, but these habits and choices stack up, quietly making you safer and more confident each day. One thing that many people overlook is the value of sharing your emergency plan with someone you trust. You don't have to do everything alone, even if you live by yourself. If you have a neighbor who checks in occasionally, a friend who lives nearby, or a family member who calls regularly, take a few minutes to let them know what to do if they sense something's wrong. Maybe you agree on a simple check-in routine, like a morning text or an afternoon call. Or perhaps you leave a spare key with someone you trust. These small connections can make a world of difference in case of an emergency. It's also helpful to keep your medical information up to date and easy to find. This could be as simple as a card in your wallet or a note on your fridge, listing your medications, allergies, doctor's name, and any other important details. In an emergency, responders will look for this information, and having it ready could mean faster, safer treatment. Some people also like to keep copies of important documents, like insurance cards or medical directives, in a folder by the door. It's not about expecting something to go wrong. It's about making things easier for yourself and those who care for you. As you settle into this mindset of preparation, let's talk about something just as vital as quick action: taking care of your heart every day, not just in emergencies. It's easy to focus on the dramatic moments, but the quiet routines you build can be even more powerful. Eating well, moving your body gently every day, staying hydrated, and getting enough rest all fuel your heart with what it needs to keep going strong. If you smoke, consider reaching out for support to quit. Try to manage stress with activities you enjoy, like gardening, listening to music, or spending time with a beloved pet. Every positive choice adds up. But let's also be honest. No one is perfect, and there will be days when you slip up or feel discouraged. That's okay. The important thing is to keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Maybe today you take a short walk around the block, or you add a few extra vegetables to your dinner. Maybe you simply pause for a moment and take 3 deep breaths just to check in with yourself. Every bit of care you give yourself is a gift to your future. There's another tip that's easy to overlook but can be life-saving. Pay attention to changes in your body and don't brush them off. If you notice new symptoms, fatigue that won't go away, swelling in your ankles, or a new kind of discomfort in your chest, make a note of it, write it down, or use your phone to record a quick voice memo. When you go to the doctor, you'll be able to describe exactly what's changed. This helps your healthcare team spot problems early, when they're easier to treat. For those who feel nervous about being alone, technology can be a real friend. Beyond medical alert devices, there are apps that let you share your location with trusted loved ones or send a quick message if you're not feeling well. Some apps even remind you to take your medications or check in at a certain time each day. If you're not sure where to start, ask a younger family member or a neighbor to help you set it up. Don't be shy, most people are happy to help, and you might be surprised how quickly you pick up new skills. During quieter moments, you might find yourself reflecting on the journey you've taken so far. Maybe you remember a time when surviving a health scare felt impossible, and yet, here you are, stronger and wiser for it. This is something to celebrate. Your resilience is a testament to all you've overcome and all you're still capable of. Don't underestimate the power of your own determination. As you look ahead, keep nurturing a sense of hope and possibility. The world is full of small joys, fresh flowers, a favorite meal, the laughter of a grandchild, or the warmth of the sun on your face. These moments are medicine for the soul, and they help keep your spirit strong even as you care for your body. It's not about living in fear of what if, but in gratitude for every day you get to enjoy. If you ever worry that you're being a burden by preparing for emergencies or asking for help, remember that the people who care about you would much rather know you're safe and well. Most friends and family are glad to help with small things, whether that's checking in, picking up groceries, or just offering a listening ear when you need to talk. Letting others support you is not a sign of weakness. It's a way of building community and connection, even when life is quieter than it used to be. And if you find yourself alone during a moment of crisis, remember that you're not powerless. You have knowledge, you have tools, and you have the strength to get through. Taking action quickly, staying calm, and trusting your instincts can make all the difference. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but about giving yourself the best possible chance, because you deserve it. As we wrap up these life-saving tips, take a moment to reflect on all you've learned. You now know how to recognize the signs of a heart attack, what steps to take if you're alone, and how to set up your life for greater safety and peace of mind. You've discovered the value of preparation, the strength in trusting yourself, and the importance of reaching out to others when you can. Remember, your health is precious, and every small action you take is a gift to yourself and those who love you. There's real courage in being proactive and honest about your needs. You are not alone in this journey. There are millions of others, just like you, learning how to care for themselves and live well into their golden years. If you found these tips helpful, I encourage you to share your thoughts or your own experiences in the comments. Maybe you faced a health emergency before and want to offer advice, or perhaps you have questions about how to stay safe when living alone. Your story might make all the difference for someone else watching today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more advice, encouragement, and practical tips to help you live your healthiest, happiest life after 60. Every week we share new conversations designed to support you, because your well-being matters, and you deserve to feel strong and supported at every stage of life. Here's to your courage, your resilience, and your heart. May each day bring you new reasons to smile, and may you always remember you have the power to protect yourself, to ask for help, and to live fully, no matter what comes your way.